Hey folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. You should know that by now, unless you're brand new. I have noticed some new listeners, or at least you say so in the comments. So welcome. I haven't said that in a very long time. If you haven't subscribed, you probably should check on that. I mean, if you have subscribed in the past, you should probably check too, because in the last few months, I've had so many people tell me that they've been subscribers for years on this channel, and they notice that they're not getting anything, and they check and they're unsubscribed and they don't know how. So maybe you should check. Do you see the big kind of the big talk online, the kind of the new trending thing this afternoon, today, this evening, whatever it is? Tucker Carlson went to Russia. This has been suspected for days now, but it's come out confirmed. He went to Russia and he interviewed Vladimir Putin. And it's kind of a big buzz right now. And I don't yet know what to think about it completely. Because, and I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, I've yet to determine what I think of Tucker Carlson. I mean, on the surface, his work, I usually agree with what he says. I really do. But I often wonder if there's... I don't know. I don't want to say too much and go too far, boy, because I'd get some hate mail for that one. But I mean, the guy was trying to become a CIA agent, and they ended up not accepting him, and then he immediately went into journalism. Maybe that means nothing. Stuff like that's a little suspicious. But anyways, so because of that, I don't know if I should see this as being as genuine as it looks on the surface, or should I be a little suspicious of something? And when someone's that big and powerful, I mean, I feel the same way with Alex Jones and a few others, even Glenn Beck. When they're that big and powerful, they have that much money, that much clout, that much reach, you kind of start to wonder how genuine they are in being, not under anyone's control. I don't know. I really don't. But anyways, if everything is as straight as it seems on the surface, this is really a huge deal. It may very well, a lot of people saying it's going to break the internet when this interview gets released, and it very well could. Probably could be the most viewed video interview or anything of, all time on the internet. Because on the surface, we know that there's the different factions, the NATO faction and the Russia-China faction. And the West has been doing a really good job over the last couple of years of really suppressing any kind of real information out of Russia. The average American has no clue why Russia is doing this. They have no clue what's really going on. They think of Russia as this evil, horrible place. And I'm very neutral. I think that, the world leaders, regardless of what faction they're in, they're all they're all the bad guys. But there should be fairness, I admit, because I don't think that Vladimir Putin and Russia are the only bad guys. They're not the only ones out there doing horrible things. And so who knows what this interview will show? I don't know. Or is it just more of the psyop being played on us? It's hard to tell at this point. They're really getting good at it. But in a lot of ways, it doesn't even matter, because I think this is a big deal regardless. Sure, I'm sure it's distraction from something. I mean, I saw someone the other day say that, with all this illegal immigrant stuff that's now front page news, Texas and all that, whatever happened to the Epstein client list? That was just before all this kind of started getting big. What happened to that? I mean, yes, that's done. What about Hunter Biden getting investigated and potentially, going to jail? That's kind of fizzled out, hasn't it? There's a lot of stuff like that always makes you wonder. But and now, of course, Joe Biden is saying that it's 100% Trump's fault that there's a border problem. He's admitting that there is a border problem. He says it's all Trump's fault, and that every illegal that crosses the border, it's all his fault. It's just, and I'm not taking up for Trump either. It's ridiculous. We live in a true clown world, folks. It's all a big psyop. It's like the Matrix. It's all fake. Everything's fake, folks. That's why I promote just local stuff. Stay local, get your local community, your local tribe, and the rest of it, anymore, it's almost just entertainment. But this whole Putin thing with Tucker Carlson, that could be a big deal. And depending on how it goes, I could see the possibility if it's a good interview, and if Putin and Tucker, present a convincing argument that maybe Putin's not the bad guy, I could certainly see some kind of false flag out of it, especially if it's big. If it's a huge viewed interview, I could see, the West, NATO, saying, "Oh man, we gotta turn this around. We gotta distract people from this. So let's do something that makes Putin look bad." That's why it takes away from the impact of this interview. It's possible, very possible. So I would at least be watching and seeing that kind of stuff. Stuff it's crazy. It's absolutely it's a clown world. It's a big psyop, and it's like we're all living in the Twilight Zone, and that's for a purpose. Okay, it's absolutely for a purpose, to keep us in limbo, to keep us in this panic mode. It keeps your adrenal, this adrenal fatigue starts kicking in, because you're just constantly from one frying pan to the next frying pan to the next frying pan. You don't know what's going on, and you forget the stuff that's happened 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, because there's been so many things happen, and there's this constant panic and this constant worry and this constant emotion. That's all for a purpose, folks, to get people in so much chaotic disorder that then they can step in and say, we have a solution. We have the order that's needed. We have the solution to all of these problems. If you just trust in us and give over to whatever demands that we have, then we'll take care of you. That's what they're trying to do in the most simplest explanation, okay? Without going into all the details. It's crazy at this point. I mean, I find it difficult just getting on here and talking about all the newest stuff that's going on, because I ask myself, does it even matter anymore? I know, I get it that some of you, channels like mine's the only place that you get any news, right? And so that's probably one of the biggest reasons why I still keep mentioning stuff that's going on. But then the other side of me says, does it even matter anymore? Because it's all a big mess. It's all a stage. It's all a psyop. And it's all to keep us in this constant state of fear and panic and disruption and in a state to where we're not doing anything anymore. We're totally focused on the bad stuff, so that we're not actually doing anything to increase our survivability, whether it's, rice and beans or training or just getting on your knees in prayer and open up the Holy Scriptures and consuming it and hide it in your heart, that kind of stuff. We're just so busy with all the stuff that we forget to do the real stuff. And I think that's something that bothers me a lot. And it's something that I really don't want to be part of, just keeping you busy. I want to also encourage you to do things. We've got to get up off the couch. We got to, get up out of the basement, get out from behind the computer or the screen. We got to be doing stuff. We don't have a lot of time. It's very apparent to me, and I know to many of you, that just the rate of chaos that's happening right now, the increased rate of chaos that's going on, is a very good signal that we're getting really close, folks. It's like a ticking time bomb, and as the tick gets faster, it's getting closer to the end. Well, as the chaotic stuff is happening at a more rapid repetition, then you got to know that we're getting closer to the end, closer to destruction, closer to collapse, whatever it is. And we can't just be sitting around focused on what's going on to the point that we're not focused on how to prepare for what's going on. And you need to be doing that. Whatever you can do. Some of you can only do a little. Some of you can do a lot. Whatever you can do, you need to be doing it. This is not the time at all, not the time at all to be taking a break. It's not the time to be allowing your emotions to overcome you, to where you feel frozen, you're petrified, because there's just so much stuff going on. It's going to get worse. I'm not trying to scare you. It's not a doomsday fear kind of thing. It's just true. It's going to get worse, so we got to suck it up, push through it. You know, it's not the time to just fall apart. We gotta move forward and push through all this stuff, so that we can survive it, so that we can make it through all this. Not just the physical stuff, but I'm very much talking about the spiritual stuff, because it's going to get worse too, a lot worse, and we need to get ready. Yes, this stuff's crazy. Probably most of it's psyops and stuff to just mess with our heads and our emotions. It's real. Doesn't mean it's not a psyop, though. But I'm telling you, we need to really start assessing our own selves and our own families, our tribe, our community, and figuring out what we need to be doing right now, because we may not have a lot of time left. You need to be getting your houses in order and preparing yourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.